1. Weathering the Storm, Northeast Ohio Fishing Report for July 17 to 20, 2025. 2. Walleye Fishing Paradise Found. Perham, Minnesota and Lake Erie Giants fishing the Midwest. 3. Mastering Walleye Fishing in Summer Heat, Expert Tips and Techniques. 1. Weathering the Storm, Northeast Ohio Fishing Report for July 17 to 20, 2025. Get ready for a wild ride on the waters of Northeast Ohio, where the usually tranquil fishing scene is about to hit a speed bump, literally. As of July 17 to 20, 2025, the northern Ohio fishing scene will be in turmoil due to Thursday's hefty southwest winds, which will transition to the north and provoke waves forecast to be in the 8 to 11-foot range. But here's where it gets interesting: this turbulent weather will actually provide a much-needed break for anglers to stay on shore, organize their gear, and perhaps spool some fresh fishing line. And this is the part most people miss: the big winds and waves will also provide a much-needed mixing of Lake Erie's waters, especially around the western basin, where some of those bottom waters have become anoxic or oxygen-starved, resulting in a lack of emerging mayflies and hampering the walleye, bass, and yellow perch fishing. The fleet of fishing boats headed out on Wednesday in Port Clinton, Ohio, for the 45th annual Governor's Fish Ohio Day reported just fair catches, although First Lady Fran DeWine, Governor Mike DeWine's wife, topped the list with a walleye stretching more than 27 inches. But what's really controversial is the recent slashing of the H2 Ohio annual budget by $100 million, which could have a significant impact on the state's water quality projects. The Ohio Department of Natural Resources recently completed a project reconnecting 57 acres of the 191-acre Moxley Marsh wildlife area on Sandusky Bay, which is expected to improve water flowing in and out of the wetlands cleansing marsh and into Sandusky Bay. The new water control structure can filter sediments, including an estimated 300 pounds of phosphorus each year, and allows native fish to enter and exit the wetlands. As the weather settles down, anglers can expect fair to good nearshore walleye fishing from Huron to Conneaut, including Cleveland, Lorain, and Fairport Harbor, in the 30 to 40-foot depths. The 50 and 60-foot deep waters of the Central Basin should produce walleye and steelhead trout, trolling a variety of small and medium-sized spoons, small crankbaits, and tandem spinner rigs and night crawlers. And if you're looking for something exciting to do on the weekend, be sure to check out the Outdoor Boat, Sports and Travel Show at the Black River Landing in Lorain on Saturday and Sunday. The Lake Erie Walleye Trail tournaments have not been favorable this year due to big winds and small craft advisories, but tournament director Jason Fisher will try again on Saturday, sending out its DB Marine Conneaut LEWT competition from the Conneaut Port Authority on Broad Street in Conneaut. So, what do you think? Will the turbulent weather affect the fishing scene in Northeast Ohio, or will it provide a much-needed break for anglers? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the recent budget cuts to H2 Ohio. Will it have a significant impact on the state's water quality projects? 2. Walleye Fishing Paradise Found. Perham, Minnesota and Lake Erie Giants fishing the Midwest. Have you ever dreamed of reeling in a colossal fish that could make your fishing buddies green with envy? Well, let me take you on a journey to some of the most breathtaking fishing locations in the Midwest, where the walleyes are not just plentiful, they are impressive. As a host of a fishing TV show, I have the incredible opportunity to explore these hidden gems, and this summer was no exception. We filmed several episodes of Fishing the Midwest TV in what can only be described as true fishing havens. Perham's weedy walleye wonderland. Our adventure began in early June when we ventured to Perham, Minnesota, home to some of the finest walleye fishing. We teamed up with Levi Roberts, a top local guide from Reuben's Guide Service, whose expertise pointed us toward the thriving walleye populations in the area's shallow, weed-filled lakes. We launched our boat mid-morning on a radiant, sunny day that offered little in the way of wind, ideal conditions for fishing. Focusing on the inner edges of the weed beds, we utilized advanced forward-facing sonar technology, which allowed us to see the walleyes meandering among the vegetation in depths ranging from 8 to 12 feet. When we spotted fish on the sonar, we employed the trolling motor's anchor mode to hold our position and prepared to cast. Our primary weapons of choice were 1/8-ounce jigs adorned with either sucker minnows or red-tail chubs. This method proved fruitful, and we soon had several impressive walleyes on board, most measuring between 18 and 22 inches. Levi demonstrated remarkable skill, shaking his jig and minnow setup close to the bottom to entice bites from these hungry fish. By mid-afternoon, the bite began to dwindle, prompting Levi to switch tactics. He picked up a slip bobber rod, attaching a small jig baited with a lively leech. With a swift cast toward the fish we had seen earlier on the sonar, the bobber quickly disappeared beneath the surface, signaling another promising catch. Inspired, I switched to a bobber rig myself, and before long, we added another 10 beautiful walleyes to our haul. With its array of lakes and diverse fish species, the Perham area certainly deserves a top spot on any angler's must-visit list. For more information, check out perham.com, http://www.perham.com. #the Giants of Lake Oahe. In late May, our adventures took us to New Evarts Resort on Lake Oahe in South Dakota, where we spent a day and a half fishing with another exceptional guide, Gabe Outtrim from New Evarts. Our first afternoon was dedicated to targeting walleyes in the 8 to 15-foot depth range along the shoreline structure, using a slow depth rigs that were tipped with night crawlers. This approach yielded a solid number of walleyes, primarily ranging from 14 to 22 inches. Not long into the mid-afternoon, Gabe suggested switching our strategy to trolling deep-diving crankbaits in around 30 feet of water. According to him, this depth is often a hotspot for larger fish, including some true giants exceeding 30 inches. After setting up our lines, it wasn't long before the first fish took the bait, though none exceeded the 20-inch mark. Then, a few hours into our trolling excursion, one of the rods suddenly doubled over, indicating a substantial catch. I began to reel in the strong fish, which remained near the bottom, stubbornly shaking its head. Unfortunately, just as I was getting close to landing it, the line snapped right at the crankbait, and we lost that potential trophy. About an hour later, though, we experienced another exciting bite from a sizable fish. Once again, the creature held deep and refused to budge, but I maintained steady pressure and allowed it to tire itself out. After some time, my efforts paid off as it gradually surfaced, revealing itself as a monstrous Lake Oahe walleye measuring an impressive 31 5/8 inches, the largest walleye I have ever caught in my lengthy fishing career. Following a quick photo session, we safely released the giant back into the water to continue its journey. Gabe mentioned that the fishing scene only gets better as October approaches, and I am already looking forward to our return trip. If you're in pursuit of a once-in-a-lifetime walleye, I highly recommend checking out New Evarts Resort, http://www.newevartsresort.com. Mike Frisch, the co-host of the popular Fishing the Midwest TV series, invites you to join in on more fishy fun by visiting fishingthemidwest.com, http://www.fishingthemidwest.com, or by following Fishing the Midwest on Facebook. 3. Mastering walleye fishing in summer heat, expert tips and techniques. Unlock the secret to catching walleyes in the sweltering summer heat. Are you tired of coming up empty-handed during the hot summer months when it comes to catching walleyes? Well, we've got a game-changing tip for you. For a limited time, you can gain full access to the latest and greatest in outdoor news, including breaking news, original stories, and updates from the Great Lakes region and beyond. All of this can be yours for just $1 per month. Imagine having the most up-to-date fishing and hunting reports, lake maps, photo and video galleries, and the latest gear at your fingertips. Not to mention, you'll get access to wild game cooking tips and recipes, as well as expert advice from pros and experts in the field. And, as a bonus, you'll get exclusive web content that's not available anywhere else. But here's where it gets even better. This offer is only available for a limited time, so you'll want to act fast. For just $1 per month for 6 months, you'll get all of the above and more. And, after the 6-month period, your subscription will renew at our standard rates. Some restrictions do apply, so be sure to check out our terms and conditions for all the details. This offer is only valid for OutdoorNews.com and does not apply to any of our print subscriptions. So, if you're ready to take your outdoor adventures to the next level, sign up now and get ready to reel in those walleyes. But we want to hear from you. What's your go-to strategy for catching walleyes in the summer heat? Do you have a secret spot or technique that always seems to work? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below.